The story of James, a 42-year-old man living in Chicago, Illinois. James is a street vendor. Every day he's busy pushing his food cart through the bustling streets. A smile is almost always on his face for his customers. He's always been proud of his health, a non-smoker, doesn't drink, and considers himself young and strong. But one morning, as he was pushing his cart up a small hill, James felt a tight, squeezing pain in his chest. He stopped, gasping for breath, his hands slick with sweat even though the weather wasn't hot. Must just be tired, he thought, and continued with his work. But the feeling didn't go away. It returned more and more often until one day James collapsed on the street and was rushed to the hospital with a diagnosis of coronary artery disease that almost led to a heart attack. James's story isn't uncommon. Millions of people around the world, from young adults like James to the elderly, are living their lives unaware of the signs of arterial narrowing until it's too late. Arterial narrowing is a silent enemy that makes no sound, gives no warning, but can take your life in a blink of an eye. So how do we recognize these warning signs before they become life-threatening? Today, we're going to explore 9 key signals your body is trying to tell you so you can take timely action and protect your heart. Have you ever felt unusually tired, had a fleeting chest pain, or felt short of breath climbing stairs? Stop for a moment and ask yourself, could this be a sign my body is warning me? In this video, we won't just tell you about these signs, but we'll clearly explain why they happen, how to notice them in your daily life, and most importantly, how you can change your lifestyle to keep your heart healthy. Let's start this journey because your health deserves to be a priority. Arterial narrowing, also known as atherosclerosis, is a condition where the arteries, the pathways that transport oxygenated blood to various organs, become narrow or blocked due to the buildup of plaque. This plaque is a mixture of cholesterol, fats, calcium, and other substances that cling to the artery walls like gunk in a water pipe. Over time, this plaque hardens, causing the arteries to narrow, which results in less blood flow. When this happens to the coronary arteries, the blood vessels that supply oxygen to the heart muscle, your heart is deprived of oxygen, leading to serious symptoms such as chest pain, a heart attack, or even sudden death. First warning sign: chest pain or discomfort. Imagine you're walking quickly to catch the bus, and suddenly you feel a heavy pressure on your chest, as if someone placed a heavy rock on your chest. This feeling might spread to your shoulders, arms, neck, jaw, or even your back. This is the first and most common sign of arterial narrowing, chest pain, also known as angina. What is chest pain and why does it happen? Chest pain occurs when the heart muscle doesn't receive enough oxygenated blood because the coronary arteries are narrowed. When you exercise or under stress, your heart needs more oxygen to pump blood faster, but if the arteries are blocked, blood can't flow sufficiently to meet this demand, causing localized ischemia, which results in you feeling pain or discomfort in your chest. This sensation can feel like a tight squeeze, pressure, or a burning sensation, and often lasts for a few minutes, especially when you are physically active. The dangerous thing is that many people often mistake this chest pain for indigestion or acid reflux, but there's a simple way to distinguish them. Chest pain from coronary artery disease often occurs with physical activity or stress and improves with rest, while indigestion is not related to physical movement. If you feel pressure on your chest for more than 5 minutes or have other accompanying symptoms such as shortness of breath, cold sweats, or dizziness, call an ambulance immediately because this could be a sign of a heart attack. How to observe and take action. To observe chest pain, follow the following characteristics. Sensation: a feeling of pressure, tightness, heaviness, or burning in the chest. Location: usually in the center of the chest, but it can spread to the shoulders, arms, especially the left, neck, jaw, or back. When it occurs: happens with physical activity, stress, or after a heavy meal, and gets better with rest. Duration: lasts for a few seconds to a few minutes, but no more than 10 minutes for typical angina. If you suspect you have these symptoms, take the following steps immediately. Stop all activity, sit down, rest, and try to calm down. Monitor symptoms. Note the feeling, duration, and the activity that preceded the pain. Seek medical help. If the pain lasts for longer than 5 minutes or is accompanied by other severe symptoms, call an ambulance or go to the hospital immediately. Regular follow-up. Schedule a heart checkup with a doctor to measure your blood pressure, cholesterol, and get tests like a ECG, an electrocardiogram. Have you ever felt chest pain while climbing stairs or after a long day at work? Share your experience in the comments below. Sharing might help others realize they're not alone and encourage them to get a heart checkup. Let's help spread the word about heart health. Second warning sign, shortness of breath, when a breath becomes a dangerous signal. Have you ever felt like you couldn't get enough air while doing simple things like a short walk or even sitting and watching TV? If you think this is just because you're getting older or are out of shape, be careful. Shortness of breath, also known as dyspnea, is one of the key signals that your arteries may have a serious problem. What is shortness of breath and why does it happen? Shortness of breath is the feeling of not getting enough air, as if your lungs are working at full capacity but still lack oxygen. When the coronary arteries narrow from plaque, the oxygenated blood supply to the heart decreases. Your heart has to work harder to pump blood, but because it lacks oxygen, it can't function properly. This not only affects the heart, but also impacts the lungs and other organs, making you feel short of breath, especially when you're active. When you're active, whether it's walking fast, climbing stairs, or doing housework, your body needs more oxygen to power the muscles. But if the arteries are narrow, blood can't deliver enough oxygen to the organs, causing your brain to tell you to breathe faster to compensate. However, since the arteries are still narrow, this effort is insufficient, leading to discomfort, breathlessness, or even feeling like you're suffocating. In severe cases, shortness of breath can occur even while at rest or sleeping, making you wake up in the middle of the night feeling like you can't breathe. What's concerning is that shortness of breath is not only a sign of coronary artery disease, but can also be related to other issues such as heart failure or lung disease. So if you feel short of breath frequently for no clear reason, don't ignore it. This could be a warning from your body. How to observe and take action. To observe shortness of breath related to arterial narrowing, pay attention to the following characteristics. Sensation, a feeling of not getting enough air, shallow breathing, or discomfort. When it occurs, often happens with light activity like walking or doing chores, but in severe cases can occur at rest. Other accompanying symptoms may be accompanied by chest pain, cold sweats, or unusual fatigue. Special situations, feeling short of breath when lying flat, forcing you to sit up or use multiple pillows to breathe comfortably. If you notice these symptoms, take the following steps immediately. Stop and rest. If you're short of breath while active, stop, sit down, and breathe slowly. Track the frequency. Note how often and when you feel short of breath, especially if it's happening more frequently. Check your blood pressure and pulse if you have a blood pressure monitor at home. Consult a doctor. Schedule a health checkup for tests like an electrocardiogram, a heart ultrasound, or a cholesterol test. Have you ever felt short of breath while doing things that used to be easy? Share your story in the comments below. Do you think it's due to stress, lack of sleep, or could it be a sign of a more serious underlying problem? Let's talk and raise awareness about heart health. Third warning sign. Unusual fatigue, when your body cries for help. Imagine waking up after a full night's sleep but still feeling like you have no energy. You try to work, go grocery shopping, or even clean the house, but your body feels like all its energy has been drained. If this fatigue is persistent and doesn't improve with rest, it could be a warning sign that your arteries are having a problem. What is usual fatigue and why does it happen? Unusual fatigue is not the same as feeling tired after a hard day's work. It's a continuous state of exhaustion that makes you feel like your body has no strength to do anything, even simple activities. When arteries narrow from plaque, blood can't deliver enough oxygen and nutrients to the organs and muscles. This forces your body into energy-saving mode, prioritizing blood flow to vital organs like the heart and brain, while other parts are left with a deficit. Your heart, which has to work harder to pump blood through narrowed arteries, becomes overburdened. This reduces the heart's efficiency, making you feel constantly fatigued, even without strenuous activity. This type of fatigue often comes with a heavy feeling in your body, a lack of concentration, or even unusual drowsiness during the day. In some cases, the fatigue might worsen with physical activity because the body can't meet the increased energy demand. What's notable is that unusual fatigue is often overlooked, especially by busy people or those who think it's just a sign of getting older. But if you've been feeling fatigue for a long time without a clear reason, it could be a sign that your body is crying for help, warning you that your heart and circulatory system are in trouble. How to observe and take action. To observe fatigue related to arterial narrowing, pay attention to the following characteristics. Sensation, continuous exhaustion, a heavy feeling in your body or lack of energy even after enough rest. When it occurs, can happen at any time, but is more evident when you try to do daily activities. Other accompanying symptoms may be accompanied by shortness of breath, chest pain, or muscle weakness. Doesn't improve with rest. Unlike general fatigue, this type of tiredness doesn't go away even with sufficient sleep. If you notice these symptoms, take the following steps immediately. Assess your lifestyle. Check your diet, activity level, and stress factors in your life. Keep a detailed record. Note the time and level of fatigue as well as any other symptoms that occur with it. Get regular checkups. Schedule a health checkup with the doctor to review things like cholesterol, blood sugar, and blood pressure. Make small lifestyle changes. Start with simple changes like eating more leafy greens, walking for 15 minutes a day, and reducing stress with meditation or deep breathing exercises. Do you often feel fatigued even with enough sleep? Do you think it's because of a busy schedule, or could it be a sign of a hidden health issue? Leave a comment and tell us what you're doing to boost your energy. Let's work together to find ways to live a healthier life every day. Summary. Take action today to protect your heart. Let's go back to James's story, the street vendor in Chicago. After collapsing on the street, James was lucky to survive, but he realized one thing: heart health is not something you can ignore. Today, James has changed. He eats more leafy greens, walks every morning, and checks his blood pressure regularly. More importantly, he learned to listen to his body, not ignoring small signs like chest pain, shortness of breath, or unusual fatigue. James's story is a reminder that you don't have to wait for a heart attack to start taking action. Right now, you can do something to protect your heart. We've explored 3 warning signs of arterial narrowing, from chest pain, shortness of breath, and unusual fatigue, to symptoms many people don't expect, like cold sweats or swollen feet. Each of these signs is a whisper from your body, urging you to stop, observe, and take action. Arterial narrowing is not a death sentence. It's a warning, an opportunity for you to change your lifestyle, listen to your body, and prioritize your health. But the question is, what will you do with this opportunity? Will you continue to ignore the small signs, or will you get up, get a checkup, and start the journey to a healthier life? Are you ready to prioritize your heart health? In the comments below, share one small change you'll start making today to protect your heart. It could be walking for an extra 10 minutes, eating a bigger plate of vegetables, or scheduling a checkup with the doctor. And what do you think about starting a challenge together, 30 days for a healthy heart? Try to make a small change every day and share your results with our community. Who will join you? Friends, family members, or colleagues? Tag them in the comments to invite them to spread a healthy lifestyle. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video and care for your own health. If you found this information useful, please hit like to support us, share this video with your loved ones so they know how to protect their hearts, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next videos on health and lifestyle. Leave a comment telling us what you think. What did you learn from this video, and what will you do to keep your heart healthy? Let's work together to build a healthier, happier, and more fulfilling community every day. Remember, your heart is the engine of your life. Don't wait for a dangerous sign before you take action. Start today, because a healthy heart is the most precious gift you can give yourself and your loved ones. See you in the next video.